All right, here we go. So, as a reminder from our last game, as we are missing our record keeper of Mr. Ultras, let's talk a little bit about what happened last game. Do you guys remember at all what happened last game? Or do you need me to recap?
Points, and but we did get a little awareness, and that's why we got ambushed.
Yep. Do you recall the things that you learned?
That I do not. That's where Troy comes in.
So, the first is that you learned that anybody that's referred to as the boss is Decrocia. So if anybody, anywhere refers to the boss, if you read any papers that talk about the boss, it's Decrocia. And what is Decrocia? Anyone remember?
She's some kind of hag. Isn't she like a salt hag or something like that?
Close. She
A
is
dust hag?
a rust hag.
Rust hag. Rust, dust, salt. You knew we were close.
Rust, dust, lust, something.
A lust hag. She's a succubus.
She's Ferris.
Yep, so that gives you an idea of where you are, what you have learned. On the first thing that you learned, the second thing that you learned was that Decrocia is working to mass produce 2 specific alchemical ingredients in one of her factories. And I believe you guys succeeded in the crafting check on that one. I think, if I recall correctly, Mike would have to really, really fail badly not to have succeeded. And you learned that the 2 ingredients that she is trying to produce are brain grit and tremor paste. Yep, Zook succeeded by 8. And so each time, or at least this last time, you had to fight a mechanical laborer, actually 2 mechanical laborers, and a Virulac villager, who were the ones who were, when you failed your ability to blend in with the people in the factory, that's what came to investigate and started a fight with you. And so now,
Cool.
You guys are at the point where you have to decide what else that you want to do. You did not find Decrocia on the factory floor. You learned a little bit while you were there. You did not find her as you were going through the rooms and stuff in here. That's where you learned that she was the boss. But now you have to continue to search for Decrocia. And so the question is, what are you going to do to try to figure out where Decrocia is?
So we've gotten all we can out of this place.
I don't know. We could search some offices or something, couldn't we?
So you guys have searched some buildings around the town. That's where
here in the warehouse thing.
I mean, at this point, you aren't going to want to stay in the warehouse probably at this point in time, because you guys did have a fight there. And well, nobody is coming along to investigate that at this very moment. You never know when somebody could be along. I mean, you guys can choose to stay in the building. Don't let me tell you what you can and cannot do. However,
we'll go do it somewhere else.
You guys might find that things could go sideways if you continue to stay in there, especially if anybody catches you over the broken mechanical laborers and the body of the villager. But hey,
so we need to figure
you do you.
Nice place to search.
So we shouldn't carry this mechanical laborer around with us, huh?
Well, I mean, you guys have pretty much broken it, so. And there were actually two of them. One of them, I just moved a couple of them. This is everything that you
Right.
fought. I just moved them off of the area to get them out of the way
Forward. Yep.
while we were doing our things.
I get it.
All right, well, let's get
And
out of here.
and so I will leave it to you to decide where it is that you want to go. If you need some hints or you need some guidance to go of what you could potentially do next, let me know. I will have you roll the d20, and based on the results, I will, I will determine how good of information I will give you.
Okay.
Well, we'll go out of here because remember, we're not supposed to be in town. I think we had to sneak in, if I remember.
Yes, we did.
So, as a reminder, you guys are wearing disguises.
Yep.
Um,
Let's look at the town and see what we see. Oh, yeah. Unless Wookiee has a different idea.
Negative.
So again, the two things that you guys have done is you went in to the factory and you kind of tried to blend in with people moving in there. And when you failed, that's where the fight got into, but you were able to get some information. You also snooped through buildings throughout Pagked looking for clues.
Right.
Well, are we certain we've searched this whole factory then? Or do we need to keep looking in here for this rust tag?
Well, we need to get out of this building because there's
For sure.
committed crime here, and we don't want to get caught in here.
True that.
We can always come back later if we need to, but this is a big town. There's plenty of places to go. And she's obviously not here.
All right. I would like to roll a d20 to see what kind of
Hints I will be
insight
willing to
you
give.
have.
Go ahead. You can roll it for all to see.
Oh, roll
Do
it for
it.
all this.
Yeah.
Then we'll know how accurate your info is.
Well, no, because it's the
I
basis
feel
of the
like we
roll
can
is
roll while a
is
game is
I'll say
paused.
it's you probably can, but I can unpause it. Basically, you roll a 1, and I'm going to give you basically no information. I'm not going to lie to you on any of this stuff. You roll a 20, I'm going to tell you the different kind of obstacles or different kind of things that you may be able to go and do.
Well, there we go. There's a 2.
It wasn't a 1.
So I'm going to give you very, very small hint.
She's not in the warehouse.
That you guys are disguised as Virulax.
Correct.
Stuck in combat movement. I don't know why. That's weird.
My thing never puts it back, even though I end combat. I have configured this setting, I want to say 100 times. It's monks token bar?
Combat. Yeah, Monk's Token Bar. That's what it's called. Maybe it's a personal setting.
Yeah, so change movement to combat when combat starts. After combat. What? I know there was somewhere a yeah, it's set on ignore right now. So set movement after combat. Let's put it back to free movement. There, you guys it should automatically move you back to free movement. And I know I've said that before. So anyway, you guys are disguised as Virulax in a town of Virulax.
Correct.
Okay. Yep.
There's your hint.
Okay.
If you'd rolled above a 2, I would have given you better
I know.
hints.
I get it.
Let's see the map of the town. We're leaving this place.
So there is not a map of the town.
Oh yeah.
Well, then it's hard to decide where we want to go.
Right. I can go ahead and kind of read the description of the town again.
Yeah, do
Okay.
that.
Let's see.
Is there a
Where was
library?
it at? Oh, there we go. So Pagked was once a bustling factory town, more appropriate to Alkenstar than Geb. Its technologically sophisticated assembly lines churned out metal goods, from domestic items like kitchenware to armor and swords. Many of the implements of war are still used in Yeled. Now the town is a rusted-out shell of its former self, exporting only the simplest of wares, plows, silo parts, and pots and pans. Let's see. The place is very run down. Where I know there was a description as we were coming into it. Let's see if I can find it. What are the preparations? Oh, there we go. A nest of towering brick smokestacks, most of which emit no smoke at all, rise from this rust-colored factory town. A slow-moving river winds its way through town, its water a rainbow of nauseating, unnatural hues. On one side of the river, several huge factory buildings still stand, weathered by time and age. Beyond them sprawls a cemetery, with its many gravestones standing over empty holes. Low, ramshackle homes crowd the other side of the river, connected to the factory side by 3 bridges, one of which has collapsed, and another that appears to be patched with iron girders and a lot of luck. Automatons lumber through the streets, pulling wagons and performing other manual labor. The people of Pagked are all undead, largely human in their features, but with a greenish tint to their skins. The population, again, from your observations, is right around probably in the ballpark of 600, split between Virulax, constructs, and things like that. So there are your descriptions.
So where do we want to go next?
Is there a library or like a city hall type place?
Not that's maintained.
Right.
I mean, as you were snooping through buildings, even if you come across something like that, there's nothing that is going to provide you information as to where Decrocia might be.
Got it.
Because basically, when everybody died, which again, you guys figured out that they were probably all killed in a mass poisoning, which is how Virulax spawn. There's a there's a 0 chance that anybody continued to maintain the records of anything. And so it would do you no good to go to one of those places to try to find information about Decrocia.
Is there any like super large houses in the town, like a mansion that stands alone, or is there any like public buildings that like look like the city hall or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, it's pretty much all, kind of torn down, really unmaintained. Like I said, you've got across the river low ramshackle homes, but really you could tell that this was very much a factory town. The only things that look like they are in use at all or maintained at all are some of these factories. But again, what you learned about rust hags,
Yep.
was, in large part, that they thrive in making their homes in hollowed out factories, abandoned tenements, and other sites of urban decay.
How
So
many factories are there in town?
there are, I mean, it was a factory town, so there are, you know, a number of factories throughout. There aren't necessarily a lot of them that are still emitting smoke.
How many factories are emitting smoke?
It looks like probably 5 or 6, but that also doesn't mean that they're not, that some of the other ones aren't in use, just that they didn't need fire as a part of their usage.
Does this town have a sewer system or anything like that?
Not maintained. It's
Or
it's all guck basically at this point. The maintenance of things that would keep living people alive have been completely abandoned due to the movement of the people into Virialax.
right. Well, we may have to just do the process of elimination with the factories that are emitting smoke. Because we can't stay on the streets for long or we're going to get recognized. Eventually, someone's going to recognize us.
Right.
And we can't just keep walking around in predictable patterns because that starts to look suspicious. So we're better off when we're inside of structures. That way we're off the street. I don't know, Wookie,
Yep.
you got any ideas?
Let's head for the next factory, I think.
Yeah, if we're confident, because that's what we were doing. I thought we went into one factory and we were proposing as some of the guys bossing around the laborers, but I sucked it up and got us caught.
Right.
I wasn't certain if we searched this whole factory to the extent we could, though, just because we got caught right away.
Well, Kurz is hurt too. We gotta keep that under in our minds as well. We
I
may
have a couple of potions you can have. There might even be some on the party sheet.
Doesn't
Of course,
Kurz? Well, he doesn't. He uses positive energy, right?
I'll say, of course, there's also a healer in your group.
Oil of,
But positive. The good news is potions don't count as positive energy.
yeah, there's elixir of life. Oh no.
Elixir of life's
Yeah.
alchemical. It definitely has no positive.
Yeah, elixir of life is in the in the party stash.
So you may want to drink an elixir of life as we head towards.
Here,
the
I'll
next
put a couple
factory.
more things in the party stash so you can get it.
I can't think of anything besides just checking out the factories in the process of elimination. Nothing
have
is sticking
some-
out to us. So there you go, Kurz. Give yourself some healing.
All right, I just put 4 more elixir of life in the party sheet. Take it, Kurz. Take it from the
There you
party
go.
sheet.
He's looking
Take-
much better. He's
Take
green
more
now.
than one.
I will. I used the ones in my inventory. Just 1 sec.
There's 5 in there now. Why it made a new stack, I don't know. But there's 2 stacks, 1 stack of 1 and 1 stack
Because
of 4.
they're special.
They have the same description and they have the same name. I don't know. Do I have anything else? I have infiltrators elixirs. Anybody use a great sword?
Not me.
I know I can. I was just wondering if anybody used one. I have a
Troy
plus
might,
one.
but-
There's a +1 striking ghost touch great sword in my bag
Good
because
lord.
I have a great axe. So and that's about all I have that I can help with as far as potions go. I have antidotes if anybody gets sick or whatever.
Of course, it posts that as a Misra. I put a couple of things in chat.
Oh,
That is the extent of hints I'm going to give you. Those are the names of some of the obstacles.
in the stack.
In the stacks would be, you would think it'd be like a library or
Or a warehouse.
Or a warehouse, yeah. Clockwork Patrol is probably a bad thing. That's probably if we get caught.
Yeah.
Though we might be able to get some information from one if we can conquer it. But I say let's head to the next closest factory in the meantime, and until we get enough clues to be able to maybe start zeroing in on this.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever the next closest factory is that appears to be active.
Factory or warehouse. Let's do that.
Yeah, that works.
So you guys continue down the streets, searching out to see if you can find another place that is active.
Shuffling along like the rest of the population.
Yeah, we try to not appear to be obviously looking for stuff. But
Shuffling along like you've lost your mortal coil.
indeed.
Yep.
And so as you are doing that, you come across another factory that looks like it's operating in a very similar manner to the one that you went to before. Things are moving in and out. There are Virulacs in there. There are mechanical laborers.
And there
moving
are
in and out.
smokestacks.
There are smokestacks.
All right.
Belching pollution or not belching pollution?
These ones are belching pollution into the air. There is smoke.
Let's head that way.
Smoking. Let's go that way, yeah. I would like to spend as little time as possible on the street. If a factory turns against us, that's much more manageable than the whole town.
Well, yeah, because it's indoors. We can always move the fight if we need to.
Yeah.
You can always become Virulacs. So you guys are familiar with this. You've been inside. You know now how to mimic what it would look like to be controlling the mechanical laborers. Kurz has learned his lesson, and he now understands how to do such a thing. And so you guys move into the next factory. You are able to move through this factory with relatively no issues as you look around it for clues. You have made it look like you belong there. And
Excellent.
as you go through, you find references to the boss. You never see the name Decrocia written anywhere. All you ever see is the boss written on anything. But as you search through the entire place, you come across nothing that would pinpoint where Decrocia might be. If the people in here knew, they did not bother writing it down. They did not store it in a way that you could find by just snooping through the factory.
Well, we're going to head towards the roof where the stacks are.
So you would like to go up and look in the stacks to see what you can figure out.
Since we were given that clue, and it's assumed that we know that clue or something, I'm going to act on it.
I'll say, well, you guys have seen the smokestacks and know that there are some of these factories that are multi-floor. You also know that, your disguises and everything might fool those on the factory floor who are busy doing things. It looks like trying to get into the second floor of places is not going to be something that you can just walk in and do. So if you would like to try to get looks into anything above the ground floor, essentially, it would be trying to go up into the rooftops, and things like that, and attempting to look from a higher vantage point from outside of the factories rather than from within.
Okay, well, how can we do that? Do we need to like climb? Are you saying climb the outside?
Yes, essentially what you're going to need to do is any of you guys that wish to go up, which you'll have to decide how many of you guys are going to try to go up onto the roofs. Is it all of you? Is it one of you? What, anything in between. That's a decision you will have to make. And then in order to get up onto the roofs, you will need to give me either an athletics check or an athletics check. Why did it give me two different athletics checks? That's very
Just
weird.
FYI, I have 3 ropes and 3 grappling hooks also.
So
Cool.
obviously, I can look at, the DCs being a little bit different if you are able to throw a grappling hook up onto the roof and get it engaged and climb up the rope, but you're still going to have to climb up the rope, and so I'm still going to ask for an athletics check in order for you to
Oh, absolutely.
to make
The
it
other
up
problem
onto
is
the
how
roofs.
do we do it without being seen? It's going to be pretty obvious if we're climbing up on the roof. That's probably an unusual behavior.
Yeah, I would say we go to the side that has the least city activity. I mean, I don't know whether this is in the corner or dead center in town or whatever, but whichever side appears to have the least activity in the town, we'd go to that side and try to climb, I guess.
Yep, and again, you can go ahead and attempt to do so if you would like to do that. What I am going to ask for is if you are trying to be well. First off, who is going on the roofs?
Now, as much as I'd like to go up there with you, I am not trained in athletics and I am not very strong. So I am probably not.
I will
right.
go.
I'll
I have
go
a
up
plus
there.
15 in athletics.
I got plus 14.
What about a Mishra?
I don't know who's controlling her, but I don't have access to her sheet, so I have no idea what her athletics is.
You could look at the party sheet and actually probably look at it, but let me let you know.
Oh, let's
Oh,
look at
yeah.
the party sheet. Yeah.
Athletics,
I always
untrained,
forget that.
plus 0.
She's probably standing on the ground with me.
So we are figuring that Amisra and Juliana will make their way into a building and kind of try to hide out, while
Correct.
Coors and Michelob Light decide to try to go up onto the buildings. You mean it's not Coors? It's Kurs? What? All right, so what
If you're in trouble, don't hesitate to get out of there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
what I will have you do is, let's try, there you go. Without the Virulac villager trying to give you an athletics check, I'm going to give you,
One up blind.
yes please. I mean, you're going to know if you succeed or not, but, so really, I guess, at the end of the day, it doesn't much matter.
Well, I'll make it blind anyway.
All right. Both of you have succeeded at one check to get up there. I'm going to ask you guys each to roll again for me.
Stealth? Do you want like a stealth roll or anything?
No, I'm going to have you give me that in a minute.
Okay.
All right, and Zook, if I can have your
Yeah,
athletics check,
working on it.
please.
I almost forgot to change it to blind.
Not a problem. You guys both are able to make it up onto the roofs. What I would like you to do for me is each of you give me a blind stealth check.
I don't know how good Kurz is at this, but that's all right. We might should have followed the leader. He could have followed me doing this. Whoop, it didn't go blind. Hold on. Many apologies.
All right, and let me go ahead and roll one thing. Not a problem. You guys are able to throw a grappling hook up onto the roof. Somehow you managed to throw it in a way that didn't clink across the town. And so, clearly you hit into a good spot. You guys are both able to scale up onto the roofs with no issues. Which means, congratulations, you have passed this obstacle. While you are up there and peering around and trying to see what you can see from above the town, you see that Decrocia has an office on the second floor of the factory. You can tell that, based on what you can see, she has been especially paranoid lately. And as you stay up there, and from everything that you've gathered as you've gone through, she never leaves the factory. And if it looks like she's going to leave, you guys recall from going into the factory that there was a lot of presence up on the second floor of the first factory you went into. That it looks like if she was to try to leave the factory, she probably does so with an overwhelming force. And so you could choose to wait for her to come out. However, you are probably going to face a veritable army at her command.
Right, so we should try to sneak in like this from that factory.
Yeah. So you can deduce that based on the security and based on the fact that from everything that you've seen, you've never seen her come out. And I mean, you guys watched the town for a week from the outside. You've been in the factory. Right. You've been in and throughout here. You're pretty sure you know that she may know that something could eventually be coming for her. She has probably felt the loss of the other members of her coven.
Right.
And so is likely on a higher guard than she would ordinarily be. But congratulations. That does mean that you guys have located Decrocia. You know now pretty much where she is.
Yes.
It's a shift button that selects you all. And you have overcome 3 obstacles to find her, which also means...
Bum, bum, bum.
Come on, auto-assign. There you go.
Wow.
You guys gained 240 experience points for succeeding in finding the 3 different things about Decrocia and eventually locating where she is. So congratulations.
395. Very good. Almost halfway there.
Which means now you have a whole different type of a thing that you guys need to do. And that is to find a way to get to Decrocia. Oh, and if you manage to get to Decrocia, having some kind of an idea of a way to get away without dying to her personal army.
Oh. That's going to be...
And so now you must decide what's next. You know where Decrocia is, but you also know what you're going to face to get to her.
Okay, Miss Spellcaster. Do you have any spells in your repertoire that could get you and our cleric up onto the roof without having to do your athletic stuff? Spider climb,
Nope.
spider
So-
climb, or
Let me just tell you at the moment, you are not going to get into Decrocia via going from the roof that you were on, because you are not actually on the factory roof where she is. You were on the next one over.
right. No, I get that.
But no, I do not have any kind of fly or levitate or spider climb spells currently. And I don't have any in my spell book either. I don't know if Troy might, but I
We
don't.
might need to leave and go shopping then,
Yeah, buy some spells. For
and
this
come back better prepared now that we know what we need. Be it a teleport scroll or something.
Well, I don't. Teleport's like a 5th or 6th level spell. I only have 3rd rank spells right now, but there are, I'm sure there's some 2nd or 3rd rank spells that are like flying spells.
Levitate.
Yeah, levitate.
I
or
mean,
something.
really, you only need to go straight up.
Oh. Yeah, baby. But you guys got to get back down first.
Well, we still have the ropes and the grappling hooks here, so.
Look at you go. Whoa.
How about a scroll of silence? So that we
Oh.
can't make any noise as we go up.
That would be more on the cleric than on the wizard.
Okay.
And I'm surprised that nobody has access to. Unless, I mean, Troy is probably normally here.
I think I think Troy is normally more battle spells and healing spells, so.
There you go, Chuck. I gave you access.
Oh, to Troy's character? Oh my
Yeah.
god, look at that. Can you take away my access from Kurz?
I can.
Yeah, so I don't have 3 characters. Not that I have to do anything with it, but it is distracting in combat. When his turn comes up, it says, "You're next." And I'm like, no, I'm not. Let's see.
There you go.
A Misra. Let's look and see what a Misra has. Ah, la, 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 la. She has divine spells. All right. Ooh, she does have levitate. But it can only affect one target per casting, and she's only got one of them. So,
But if we got a couple scrolls, then she could cast 2.
I wonder
Right?
if those are focus spells. Why are those on a separate list? Well, okay, she's got her focus spells or her divine font. I think that's what that is. There, let's change the word. Troy can get pissed at me. I'm fucking with the sheet. Let's see. And then these must be domain spells or something. I bet. So I'm gonna call it. He had divine prepared spells 3 times for each of his 3 spell lists, and I'm like, come on, dude, don't do that. Let's see. And let's get rid of all that. There we go. Let's clean shit up a little bit. He's got one, so he's got one levitate.
But if we
And
bought scrolls, he could cast them without a problem, correct?
correct. Yeah.
So I'm thinking we buy a couple of scrolls, levitate and silence, cast silence on the grappling hook, and then cast silence on one of the people. So we go up the building silently.
Yep.
Chuck, give me a D20 roll, please.
Just a straight D20?
Just a straight D20. It can be on the table.
Oh yeah, you still use that thing. Hold on, here we go.
/R D20.
I'll just use the simple dice roller on the side.
I have put up 3 things that you guys can do ahead of any preparation for infiltrating the factory. So there are 3 different things that you guys can do based on the things that I've told you already. You can choose to investigate the cemetery, as you know that there is a cemetery with some open plots in it. You could choose to meet the Shroud. Does anybody remember who Shroud is?
I do not.
Because you guys did learn at one point that Shroud is a Virulac who it was part of the Carter's Consortium. When you guys were playing with the wagon.
Right.
And Troy went for a little ride on the wagon. He learned about Shroud.
I remember that, yeah.
And so you could choose to go and meet with Shroud. I've also talked to you about some bridges. One, held together with spit and a prayer. One that's down. And I can't remember what the third one was, but one collapsed decades ago. Second has a partial collapse. So those are 3 things that you could do. Based on the fact that you rolled the 19. I'll say, and again, you guys don't need to do any of these. I'll just put that out there now. This is all options for you. But these are things that you could choose to do to either find more information or things like that to be able to help you with your infiltration, or in the long run, to get out alive.
I do like the idea of getting out alive.
Let's go check out the graveyard. I like that idea.
Yeah, let's start at the cemetery and then the bridges. Let's do the investigating first before we go talk to somebody.
I was saying, thankfully for you, you rolled a 19. Otherwise, I was going to start deleting words. You were going to get cemetery, shroud, bridge.
Damn.
All right, so you guys choose to go to the cemetery. And let me see if I have a scene. I do.
Thank God.
Happy days. I like it when they actually put scenes in here for me. So let's go ahead and get the party onto the sheet. And we're going to activate the cemetery. Let me know when everybody is on the cemetery.
I am in the cemetery.
As am I.
Yep.
All right, so you guys arrive at the cemetery. So let's talk a little bit about the cemetery. Haghead Cemetery is surrounded by rusted metal fencing and a tall gate that has fallen off its hinges. Within, the hard ground is broken by dry grass and brown weeds. There are many graves, but most of them are empty holes. A pair of tall stone monuments stand in the back of the cemetery, depicting a young couple in wedding clothes. It looks like the cemetery has been plundered for body parts. Which, if you guys were to make a guess, the plundering was probably done by Decrocia, as she is attempting to make her alchemical things and to make her items there.
Juliana, you've been here playing in the graveyard.
So,
I have not.
as you guys come in, you see these two step from behind the monuments that you saw in the back. They appear like they have a close resemblance to the things that were on the monuments.
Up and walking.
So, what they look like is this.
Oh, he doesn't look
And
so bad.
this.
They don't look very happy.
And so I'm going to unpause. Let's see. Let's rearrange you guys to probably a more likely order that you guys would have been in walking in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now, what would you like to do?
Well,
I would like to look at them and recall knowledge.
Are they coming towards us, or?
Right now, they've stepped from behind the monument.
I will do the same thing. I will attempt.
Well, you know how to recall knowledge.
I do.
Recall.
All right, let's start with Juliana. Juliana believes that these are innocent little puppies. They just want to be petted, they want to be loved, and you should probably go and frolic with them.
Oh, give them some love.
And let's see, Zook, you are actually... Oh, actually, you have undead lore, which is...
I have vampire
Which
and
will
zombie lore. Don't forget that.
You do. It doesn't help you when you roll a 2. But with your undead lore, you, Zook, are able to recognize that they are revenants.
What do I know about revenants?
As you can choose to know one thing about revenants. What would you like to know?
Weakness.
Choose something else. They have no weaknesses.
Special ability.
All right. As a special ability, you know that revenants can sometimes have a horrible shriek. That they will just go and wail. And that if they succeed in hitting you with their wail, that you have, the chance of becoming quite frightened due to the magical properties of their horrible shriek.
I will share that with the party and tell them these are revenants and wear the shriek.
And Kurz, You actually agreed with Juliana. You guys are both convinced that Zook is wrong, and they are just cuddly little puppies that you should go play with.
Oh joy.
So you got one who says, "I know what these are," and two of them that think that they're puppies. You guys do with that what you will.
I'm sure you know who would also target.
Gotta love it when you roll a 2 and a 3 on a recall knowledge.
Ricola. Let's see. I think I'm clicked on the right character. And Mr. I will also try to recall knowledge.
And just because I feel it needs to be shown, this is what Visa rolled.
Whatever.
Oh man.
So you got 3 of the party that are convinced they're harmless puppies. And one is like, guys, no, revenants.
Just because we all fail doesn't mean we all believe the same thing about it. Someone else might think that they're, tiny dancers, and someone else might think that they're.
You would think so, but the problem was Juliana spoke up and they're like, they're puppies, and everybody else failed enough that they're like, you're right, puppies. But you guys do what you want to do.
So let me ask you a question. Do I believe that like putting wax or something in my ears would protect from their wail?
That's a good question. I would say yes. There is a chance that it would do so. Now, there is a chance that it will do so because you know that the features of their shriek is its auditory, emotion, fear, incapacitation, and mental. So, well, their shriek definitely the auditory side of it will certainly help. If you still rolled badly enough,
Right.
then in your will save and things like that, to try to protect yourself from it, there is still a chance that even if you're not hearing it so much, just the pure wave of magical horribleness that comes from it may still affect you. Hey, Red Samovari. In this map, Grave Digger's shovels do an extra +3 damage.
Oh darn! I don't have a +1 Gravedigger shovel.
I know, right?
Let's see what I have.
So obviously, even though you guys recalled them as being puppies, you're well aware that your recollections must be wrong because there's no way that they're just cuddly puppies that are coming to say hello.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will offer some advice to my companion and say I'm using candle wax and maybe shards of soap to stuff in my ears to try to help protect from the whale.
Well, they haven't attacked us yet. So,
They have not.
No, but I'm assuming they probably will.
yeah.
So I'm stuffing my ears.
All right.
So sign language to me.
I'll say, in a general sense, you do know that, well, you know a special ability of the Revenants. You know at a basic level that Revenants, as with a lot of the undead that you've been encountering, are thinking creatures.
Right. So can't hurt to try to talk to them first.
They're ancient. Yeah. Well,
Let's move halfway and try to talk to them. What do you say?
yeah, I'm afraid to plug my ears because I need to be able to hear to cast spells. So
Right. I get it. I
I'm
just
gonna leave
wanted
my
to let
ears.
y'all know what I was doing.
Unplug. Let me move these two. All right. We'll approach. I will approach in a non-threatening way. I'll make sure I don't have my weapon out or anything.
Well, my weapon.
Come no closer, virulent spawn of Necrosia. Come no closer.
I don't know what he said. I heard something about
Hail, we are not spawn of Necrosia.
You are Virilak! You are spawn of Decrucia!
No, we are merely disguised as such.
Look closer.
Go ahead and give me a diplomacy
just-
check.
I was just going to ask if you wanted one. Too bad my intimidation is better.
Yeah, cough syrup could help, but that was the voice. It's a revenant. It's undead. It's supposed to sound like that.
Believe it or not, neither one of my characters are very good at diplomacy.
So you try to have that and tell them that you are just disguised. You are not friends of Decrocia, but they appear to be getting more and more hostile towards you.
I will wipe the makeup off my face as best I can with a cloth from my pack. And
All
I
right.
will call out, "Behold, I am merely a grave orc."
Give me another diplomacy check.
Behold.
That's right, behold.
We like a sea hold, maybe even a D hold.
Whoops, I didn't make that private.
And you did. I don't. Did you? You didn't click on the thing I gave you in chat, did you?
Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry. Here.
I know.
I'll
I
make it
gives.
private this
I
time.
gives you checks. It tries to make you laugh easy.
There. Lord B.
All right. So once you wipe off the makeup and show that you were clearly not a Virilak, the you kind of sense that their hostility goes down just a little bit. So instead of attacking, they start to converse with you. If you are not
Just say-
spawn of Decrocia, why are you in Baghead?
We're investigating the goings on to see if we can help rid the town of Necrosia.
Who sent you? Who are you?
We are heroes. Who sent us? I can't remember.
What's the name of our bloodlord? patron?
Yeah.
Um,
It was the halfling, right?
yeah. she's
Yeah.
definitely-
Dear God, it's been a while.
Don't.
You don't need to know the name. We're fine. If you're just referencing the Bloodlord that sent you.
Bloodlord, blah, 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 blah.
We are investigating things sent by our bloodlord patron. Blah 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 blah.
What are your plans with Decrocia?
Death.
Destruction.
If you are just going to die and be destroyed, we can do that here.
No, she must die and be destroyed.
All right. Do you swear that this is what you plan to do?
I so swear.
We do.
All right. With that, your characters have expressed a desire to find and confront Decrocia and to destroy her. Therefore, the Revenants, Byrab and Diama Makelin, tell you a little bit about themselves, that they also died from the hag's poison on their wedding night.
Oh,
And because they died on the wedding night, they rose as revenants rather than Virulax. They stalk the cemetery, but have not gone beyond its gates. So, Decrocia really doesn't know they exist, or how much they hate her. Because you have expressed your desires to destroy her, they resolve to do what they can to help, including watching over you if you would like to rest in any of the available open graves.
Oh yeah.
They also have a gift for you of some items that they have found in the graves.
Aha. Ooh. +1 to saving throws versus disease and paralysis. That's a good one. Oh, Kurz doesn't wear armor, does he?
Nope.
God damn him.
And I don't know, can Chuck, can you or Troy use a shield?
Let's see. Troy.
Because I cannot. I use a two-handed weapon.
Troy is his defenses are unarmored, simple weapon, and simple weapons. And mine is also unarmored and unarmed attacks. God, I don't even have simple weapons? Wow. I thought wizards
So
had
that's a
some
no
kind
for both of
I
you.
say, no slingshots for you.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Well, you don't use shields either?
No, I have a two-handed weapons. All right, we'll put both those in the party sheet for now.
We can ask them if they know of any easy way to get to her without having to climb the outside of the building, if they know of any
Yeah.
secret
If we knew
passages.
a way, we would have already destroyed her. They do not know a way. So they are allies for you because you have vowed to destroy Decrocia. And they have basically provided you with a safe place to rest and some items. Because they have not left the cemetery, Decrocia doesn't know they exist, and they don't know of a way to be able to get to her.
Makes sense.
Well, that's cool. Obviously, this was an opportunity or someone that could help us, so maybe the other ones can also
Possibly.
help us.
Do we want to rest here and regain our spells and such?
Probably not a bad idea.
Because I have cast several spells. So
let's look at. Oh, you have. Yeah, you're a magus, aren't you?
yeah.
Con-
Oh,
and
hey, I forgot. I have shared invisibility.
And congratulations, you guys get some experience points as if you had defeated the Revenants.
Ooh,
Nice.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't have to fight them.
That would have been a hard fight.
Troy is pretty good on spells, but if you need the spells.
Okay,
Yep.
just so you know, so I don't forget again, I have shared invisibility, which is up to 5 willing creatures, and it lasts for 10 minutes. I completely forgot about that spell.
Yeah, didn't you
And-
take that for our getaway?
Yes.
And how
And
many
I have
can you affect with it? All of us?
up to 5 willing creatures.
Cool.
Well, yourself and up to 5 willing creatures.
While we're in it, can we see each other?
Let's see, you and all targets are invisible except to each other, yes. As long as the targets remain within the emanation. If a creature made invisible by this spell leaves the spell's area, it becomes visible and remains so even if it returns to the spell's area. If any creature made invisible by this spell uses a hostile action, the spell ends for all affected.
Cool. So we'll definitely use that. We
Yeah.
will
totally
Is there-
forgot about that one.
Are we close to any place where we could buy scrolls? That's the other question. Is
You are not. I mean, it would require you going back to
We'd have
Great
to leave the
Urge.
town and come back.
yeah, it's probably.
I
not
would
worth
really
it.
like to, but I'm a little concerned about doing that also.
Yeah. Now the good news about Troy's character is Troy's character can memorize any divine spell, whereas I'm limited by my spell book. So I'll have to see if there's any divine spells that would allow climbing. Let's see. I can look real quick. Let's see spells.
Yeah, I'm going through my spell list now to see what I've got.
Like,
If there's anything else that can help.
yeah, certainly if you guys would like to take a long rest here, it will be safe for you. The Revenants will protect you.
Well, the great thing
Okay.
about a long rest is we could switch out spells too. So
Yeah,
and
that's
if
what I was
there's-
looking. That's why I'm looking at everything.
Yeah, and she can take any divine spell of level she can cast. So. Not seeing any climbing spells. First, second, or third level in the player's core. So let's look in player's core 2.
Mike, it was a really good thing that you didn't click on my diplomacy check when you rolled it the second time, though. Because the
Why?
21 would have been a failure.
Oh, good.
And 2 failures like that, you would have been fighting a pair of Revenants.
Yeah, we would have been fighting, I'm sure. Yeah.
And that's enough to make Mike want to cry.
Mike always wants to cry. It's okay.
Well, let's see. If I was to take you all and put you into a combat state, trigger combat state, and I was to roll everyone, and I began the encounter. Yeah, it would have been a severe encounter.
I bet.
Oh, we can tell by the XP we got. Let's see. Doesn't look.
So yes,
like
it
there's any-
would likely have been slightly painful for you.
I can take levitate, but again, I'd only have one,
Well, Troy has 1 levitate.
and I could have one.
Fly's a 4th level spell, so he won't get fly till 4th level.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to, at least one of us, of the 2 of us, is gonna have to climb or get pulled up. But if we're invisible, well, we have to stay together. So we would have. You can't really carry one of us up and then go back down because then we'd be separated. So.
No, but what we could do is Troy could cast levitate on himself. I could cast levitate on you, and
And
then
then we could.
the
could
2 of
float
us
above
can
you.
climb, and you guys could just hold on to hold on to my cloak or whatever, and
Yeah.
just go up with us.
The only possible bad thing is if one of you fails your athletics check and you fall, that person would be out of the spell range.
Yes. But I mean, what other option do we have other than going back to the other town?
True. Yeah. It's gonna have to be what we do.
The question then becomes, how do we get out?
That is the question.
Do we go back over the wall? I mean, that would be my best thing to do.
Yeah, because once we kill her, it's not enough. It's not like the town's gonna be our best friend like it was
Right.
with that other town.
Oh, by the way, I was slightly wrong. The factory that she went into first wasn't the factory of Decrocia. There is a different one that is actually the factory of Decrocia. But you guys still know that there's some guards, there's some things like that around it.
How close are the rooftops of the various factories? I mean, I'm wondering if we could go to another factory roof through the inside and then go from roof to roof, or are they pretty
They're
apart?
they look like they're too far apart. I mean, if I look back at like the streets and stuff like that they had, they were what,
Yeah.
25, 30 feet apart at least.
Yeah, and she probably doesn't have bridges between them because that would not be good security.
Can Troy learn? Can Troy do silence? That's a second rank spell.
Oh, yeah, he can do any clerical spell,
Okay.
any divine
Because
spell. So yes, he could.
it's not on the arcane list. It's occult or divine. So
Let me
he would
put
need
it.
to take. Can he take 2 silence? That's expensive.
Oh, let's.
2 second rank slots.
Well, he's got 3, so let's see. Silence.
Because I'd want to put one on the first grappling hook and then put one on one of us, so that as we're going up, we're not making noise. And the
Right.
grappling hook doesn't make noise and all that neat stuff.
True. So yes, he could take silence.
Okay, what else would we need? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Spell preparation. Let's go.
We're gonna.
Okay,
So he'll.
yeah, we're gonna long rest, so I gotta change my spells out. Should I take 2 shared invisibility, one for going in, one for coming out?
Probably. Yeah.
That means I won't have a distraction spell like pyrotechnics.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We gotta be
Alright.
smart about
Yep.
this.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, and then we needed. So second level spells, I have Blazing Bolt, Splinter Volley, Sudden Bolt, or Web.
I mean, web's a good spell, except that it can affect us too.
Yeah. And then we have Mystic Armor, Chilling Spray, Force Barrage, Scorching Blast, Shocking Grasp, Thunderstrike. All my first level spells are offensive spells.
All right, while you guys are doing this really quick, I will be right back. I'm going to take a very quick bio break, and then we'll come back, and then I'll come back.
Sounds like a plan.
Little Troy is doing the best he can.
Okay, I have selected my spells. I'm gonna do my long rest.
Are you? Is that what you're going to do?
That'll give me my hit points back and give me my new spells.
They call him Mike.
Does everybody have Oil of Unlife to heal themselves besides
Whoa.
Wookie?
Oh, let's see.
Because I have a bunch of extras. If somebody needs some.
I have 3 minor and 7 lesser.
Okay.
War. Ha. Good God,
How
yeah.
about Troy?
Let's look at Troy. Troy.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Ha.
Groove is in the hall. No, looks like Troy has Elixir of Life lesser to Wand of Harm, Elixir of Life minor.
He has the negative healing, right? I thought Wookie was the only one who didn't take it.
I don't think he did.
It's under actions, void healing. under free actions.
Nope, he does not have void healing.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd taken it. Like, if everybody else had taken it, he would have taken it. But because Wookiee did not, he did not.
Okay. Well, how many? So what does he have for elixir of life?
He has.
Because I still have a couple in my pack, and there's a couple in this. Well, there's one left in the party sheet. But I can put the rest from my pack
Oh,
in
he
there.
has 7 oil of unlife lesser. Oh no, that's me. Hold on. God dang it. I'm opening up the wrong sheet. Let's see.
1 minute eating food.
Good, he's coming in. He's got 8 minor elixirs of life, and he's got 2 lesser elixirs of life, and he's got 1 wand of harm.
Okay, I can give him a couple more elixirs of life. Lesser. I don't have any minor.
Okay, do you just want me to add to the ones he has?
Sure. How many do you want? 3 more?
Yeah, give him 3 more. I'll kick him up to 5.
All right, I will take
There you go.
3 off my sheet. And there's still one. I still have 2 in my pack, and there's still 1 on the party sheet.
And that was lesser, right?
Yes,
Yeah, we'll have to restock up.
I had already put all my miners in the party sheet.
Groove is in the hall.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
God,
No, I'm just a regular cleric. I'm not the devil.
You are the
Say
devil.
yet.
I've been fucking with your character, just so you know.
Okay. I'll probably take a long rest here. Oh, wait, I don't have to.
You're going to in a minute.
But you're going to. We're safe in the graveyard.
We're sleeping in the grave.
You met some friendly revenants.
With a couple revenants standing guard over us. Before we do our rest, can I try to identify this, please? That should have sent something to you, Timothy.
Yep.
Does Tim have the whisper, the cool whisper module? I bet he didn't. Let's see.
I don't know, but on the party sheet, there's a question mark. You just click the question mark and it sends a request to the GM.
God help us.
All right, let's do Arcana.
You failed to identify the magic and can't try again for 1 day.
Right? Troy, your turn.
All right, so was something in the stash?
Yes.
The unusual object?
It's in the chat.
Yeah, I was say I posted to chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, what am I good at? Supposedly.
Probably religion, but I don't know.
Let's see, medicine?
He's an agnostic cleric.
Exactly. Fine, I'll use that.
Is he really good at religion?
Probably not.
Congratulations.
Oh,
You
you got it.
succeeded. So let's go ahead and... Does that reveal it? Yep, I think that revealed it.
Ooh.
You determined that it was a stony hag-eye.
Ooh. Need to make her look through it and then smash it. She becomes blinded for 1 hour.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Any damage to the eye? Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's worth 250 gold.
Yeah. It's a level 6 item. No wonder it was harder to identify.
Yeah, the DC was 32.
Whoosh.
Shit, I got an 18 or 19.
Yeah, I want to say you rolled an 18.
Yeah, it would have taken an 18 for me to get it.
Yeah, you rolled a 13, so you sure didn't. Yeah, Troy, you rolled a 19. And still barely succeeded.
I know, right? It's like,
Yeah,
jeez.
but barely succeeded is still succeeding.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And we got some ghoul hide and a spell guard shield from the revenants here to help us, but none of us can use it, I don't think.
Cool hide. Medium armor, plus 3 armor class, 5 dex mix, -2 check.
Right.
Okay.
But it grants you a +1 saving bonus to disease and paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
If you're-
changed out
since we're
some of
fighting
your sweet
undead.
spells, by the way. So
Oh, did you? Okay.
yeah.
It looks
Uh-oh.
good. Why do I have 800 light spells?
Troy definitely can't wear it. Ghoulhide hisses with sibilant hatred at the touch of elves.
Yeah, that's
It becomes a noisy item.
Yeah. When worn by a creature with the elf trait, the armor gains the noisy trait. The anti-elf armor.
silence.
Which is just hilarious.
Yeah, Troy, you should have 2 silences.
Yep.
I have 2.
Okay.
No, I
Oh.
have 1. Whoop,
Okay.
where is it? Hold on. I have 2 shared invisibility.
Okay.
I should have had a levitate. What happened to the levitate? Because you have a levitate and I will have a levitate. Oh, I can't take levitate because I took 2 shared invisibility. That's right.
Yeah. So
Yep.
one of us is gonna have to climb.
Well, I would say I would put you on my back.
Can
Sure.
can you climb while carrying someone?
I should be able to. I have the lifting belt.
So, needless to say, even though they haven't said it, Troy, they figured out where Decrocia was.
Yes, sorry.
She is on the second floor of a factory that you have not been to yet.
Full of an army.
And likely is fairly well protected in her place.
She only leaves the office with a huge army entourage. So we
Figured as
don't
much.
want to wait. We don't want to wait for her to come out because then we have a huge battle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're gonna try and sneak.
I know,
The plan is
Red Samovari, isn't Frosty Tools pretty cool? Every time the ads come up, it puts up something like that in there. It cracks me up every time.
and we're gonna use a silent spell on the grappling hook and a silent spell on one of us. So we can
Okay.
throw the grappling hook up to the roof silently, and then we can climb silently. And then you will cast levitate on yourself or Chuck, and the other, whichever one of you is lighter, like weighs less, will get on my back, and we'll climb with me.
Mm-hmm.
We can also try the follow the expert thing, but
Yeah, we.
And
can
of
do
course,
that too, 'cause
One of the really fun
I
parts about this
am
at the
a pretty
moment
sure
is they're
I'm
making
expert.
all of these plans, but
Hello?
we can see that there are
I'm
exterior
expert at-
guards, clockwork riflers that watch for
so follow the
trespassers.
leader might work
Anyone
well, too.
who can climb over or through the rusted machinery around them, can evade their notice, so they can try these things to evade their notice,
athletics too. I think.
Oh, I know.
or
but,
they can
how
get
much I'll
shot.
I don't think I have upgrade. Oh, I'm set.
Okay.
I
6
did
foot,
not get the
145.
Oblivion remaster game.
No, wait. 6 foot is what? 72.
I didn't know it was
Yeah.
remastered.
Yeah. So I'm 5'10", 145. Without any of my equipment.
And what's Juliana weigh?
I'll let you know in a minute. I'm looking for follow the expert right now to see
Okay.
see how that works. Let's see skills. Where is weird actions? Specialty basic actions. Follow the expert. Where are you? Follow the expert. Let's.
And I'm carrying five,
Some bitch.
It's-
No. Damn it.
5.5 bulk.
Okay.
And I don't know if
Oh.
that means pounds or whatever, right?
Just bulk.
Hmm.
I
Thanks,
think
your
there's a standard.
ally.
I think there's a standard bulk applied to a medium creature also.
So you get to add your level to the associated skill check, even if you're untrained. Additionally, you gain a circumstance bonus. If you're expert, then you get an additional +2. So it'd be my level +2.
So you get a +8 to it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not horrible. Nope. But let's see. How much do I weigh? Personal.
Might have to check that out.
Let's see. I weigh 175 pounds.
Holy crap. Big girl.
And I'm carrying. Dude, when you weigh like 400 pounds, 175 is tiny.
Oh
Let's
no,
see.
I agree, but compared to a Misra, you're a big girl.
Well, yeah. And
That's a huge
So
bitch.
I'll carry a Misra, I think.
yeah, I'm carrying 4 bulk. So
Yeah, a Misra is about 30 pounds lighter with one more bulk carrying. So
Mm-hmm.
but I have the lifting belt that gives one more bulk. I have the lifting belt. Touch.
yeah.
So we can go up quietly and invisibly,
Right.
and
The
well,
fight of our
since it's a
lives.
new day, let me cast my mystic armor.
And it's 2 stories, so it's not like you're super high off the ground.
Right.
Mhm. Okay, I actually just dropped my bulk by 1 because I put my healer's kit in the in my bag of holding, or whatever you want to call it. So now I'm at
Yeah.
5.
What is it now? It's something pouch, spacious pouch.
Oh, I still have it as a bag of holding. So
Oh, nice. You have the old version.
Yep.
It's a spacious pouch now.
okay.
Just put a Misra in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So for my bag. But you know,
Is a Misra less than 25 bulk? Because that's all that bag can hold unless you get a level 2.
and again, we don't know what the bulk to pounds ratio is, right?
Right. I do
So-
not know.
All right.
But I'm sure there is something somewhere that tells us how many bulk a medium creature is.
There probably is.
That would kind of be the limit, like if you were trying to double up on a horse or something. I'm sure it affects how much the horse can carry. So
See, bulk of medium. Feature.
although if it's based on the size of the creature, you both share the same amount of bulk.
Bulk of creatures rules. Why, yes. Creature bulk. You might need to know the bulk of a creature, especially if you need to carry someone. This table lists the typical bulk of a creature, but the GM might adjust this number. A medium creature is typically a 6 bulk.
Wow, so we could put you in the spacious pouch.
If I could fit, because I think there's dimension things, and me being 5'10", yeah, I might rip that.
Yeah, but
back.
you're skinny. I'll just pick you up and lower you in carefully.
Exactly.
Let's see, a spacious pouch. You guys have what is it, a type 1?
Type 1.
A living creature placed inside the bag has enough air for 10 minutes before it begins to suffocate.
Excellent. I won't keep her in there for more than 10 minutes, I promise.
Okay.
So, though the bag can hold a great deal of material, an object still needs to be able to fit through the opening of the sack to be stored inside.
Mhm.
Like
I would say, by and large, a person is probably not going to fit through the pouch opening.
Correct.
well,
right,
then
'cause-
why would it say a creature has 10 minutes up there?
Well,
Because depending, yeah, let's say you put a dog inside or something like that.
Oh,
And
wait, hold on. Do we have? Does anybody have access to a shrink person spell or whatever it's called?
reduce.
Because that could be pretty cool. We could shrink one or two of you and stick you in the pouch and
For 10
get up
minutes.
with no problem. Yeah. No, it wouldn't. It didn't take 10 minutes to climb a 2-story building.
Exactly. No.
But I would also say that, like, you guys have a type 1, it goes up to a type 4, which can fit 150 bulk. I would imagine the bags get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
Probably true.
so you could, so in a type 4, yeah, it fits 150 bulk and you could probably fit people in there with no problem.
Right.
But the smaller one is,
Let's go trade your type 1 for a type 4 then. That
Sure, no
sounds
problem.
easy enough.
you guys have 2,400 gold pieces, right?
Yeah, always.
Oh, and access to a level 13 shop.
Sure.
Of course.
It's trying to punish Troy's character.
Anyway, back to this game.
Back to this game.
Back to reality in the fake game.
Or, yeah.
Okay,
So
so what do we want to try and do here?
Right now, then. So we're outside of town. Right?
Well,
No,
we're
you're in the
town's
cemetery.
graveyard.
Which technically the cemetery is a part of the town, but it's not like it's in the middle of town.
Okay.
Right, it should be on the outer edge of town or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, so we're in here. We're having a good, pleasant conversation with 2 revenants.
Okay.
Because I got lucky and succeeded on my diplomacy check the second time around.
That's right. He got lucky with the revenants,
Hmm.
and only because he yeah. Bear in mind, he is also the only one of you guys that is not disguised as a Virulac right now because he had to wipe off his disguise in order to get a second diplomacy check.
In order to try and convince them, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he
But
can
I
read
do have an
and
expert
himself.
disguise kit, so I can
Yeah.
redo it. Yeah.
Hmm.
You could attempt to redo it.
Right.
Yeah. No, I can redo it.
Like I said, you can
Whether I succeed or
attempt
not
to.
is another story, but I can redo it.
Troy's ready for love, you can tell.
Yeah. So what's the plan of attack then? We're gonna, like I said, when are we gonna do this?
Probably
I guess-
today.
Okay.
Right after the long rest, if you haven't done a long rest yet.
Doesn't look like you used a lot of my spells. You must have done. Did you just change my spells, Chuck?
Yeah, that's all I did.
Okay.
And I changed some of the wording on your spells because you had 3 batches of divine spells. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And I said, oh, this one must be his divine font, and this one must be his domain spells, and this one must be his regular spells. So I
And
changed
by the way,
some of
you guys also were given the hint, and let's see, where was it? Because I'm looking back through, that there were 3 things that you could do to kind of prepare for your infiltration, or to try to prepare to be able to eventually make it out of the town, ideally in one piece. And those 3 were investigate the cemetery,
Go check out.
meet the shroud, and investigate the bridge.
We should definitely do the bridges one. and
Yeah,
maybe
let's
the
go
shroud one.
investigate the bridge, and then we'll debate on whether to meet the shroud or not. Let's investigate the bridge there, Timothy.
All right. So you guys choose to investigate Pagked bridges. 3 bridges cross the river in central Pagked. One collapsed decades ago and lies in ruin. The second suffered a partial collapse and has been salvaged by undead dwarves under the leadership of somebody. And then the third one looks like it is intact. What would you like to do?
Let's go to the one reclaimed by the dwarves first.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys go to the one that has suffered a partial collapse. And what would you like to do there?
We'd like to investigate.
Very good. Then anybody who would like to look at the
Kurz is
bridge?
asking for a perception.
Yes, Kurz would like you to make a perception check. So anybody who wants to investigate the bridge can make a perception check.
And make it a blind GM roll. Got it.
Oh, it wasn't me this time. It was Kurz.
That's okay. 3 of the 4 of you guys succeeded, so not a problem. It was a low DC. You guys spot the weakness in the bridge that would make it easy to sabotage.
Hmm. Can we do like sabotage prep and then trigger it as we run past it?
So if you would like to try to sabotage the bridge, I have a check for you.
Well, we don't want it to be destroyed yet. We want it to be
Right.
destroyed when we run across it.
I understand.
Okay, but yes, I would like to sabotage the bridge. Hopefully that will be a crafting. Yes.
Yes, you do get a crafting check. Now this does need to be a blind roll, and only one of you can make this attempt.
Well, let me do it then, because I'm untrained.
I was just
That-
saying, is anybody better than a
that-
plus 15?
That sounds appropriate. Okay, so we've already heard that Amisra is going to do it. So Mike, put your dice away. Amisra, go ahead and roll.
Amisra asked me to roll for her.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to follow the leader on that. And
All right.
You failed.
Congratulations.
Collapse
It
on you.
appears that you have rigged the bridge to collapse. And as a part of that, you gain yourself an edge point.
Ooh.
Yay! We like edge points.
So this edge point can only be used if you are using this particular bridge to escape over.
And we will. We definitely will use this bridge. Are there any of the dwarves around?
No. It's clear that this has been done and, made somewhat usable a long time ago. It wasn't,
Okay.
it's not like they're working on it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Too bad.
you can speak to him.
Shall we check out the other bridges?
Sure, why not?
The collapsed bridge and the which one?
that's
The
part-
collapsed bridge or the whole bridge? This is the one that was partially collapsed already.
Right. I would say
Check
the
out the
collapse.
whole.
one.
Yeah,
bridge?
the collapse. No, let's do the collapse one. That's cool.
We would like to check out the collapsed bridge next.
All right, so you guys go to the collapsed bridge, and it's pretty clear that it's just in ruins. It's it happened a long time ago. It looks like, it's been a very long time since it collapsed. Probably even before Decrocia killed the town. And because they had the other
Okay.
2 bridges, they just never bothered to repair it.
Rebuild.
And,
Okay.
And so it's just, you could see where a bridge had been, but it's just rubble now.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go to the last bridge standing.
All right. Can I get... Let me request perception checks.
Blind.
What does he want? Oh, is this for everyone?
Yep. For anybody that's
Wants a
looking at the intact bridge.
He wants a perception check.
Amisra, how many checks are you going to give me?
12.
I got 2 for Amisra. Chuck, was one of those you?
The last one should have been Chuck. It went Troy, Mike, and then Chuck.
Yeah.
And Wookiee hasn't rolled yet.
Here, and let me do this to make it easier.
There we go. And Wookiee.
Uh,
Oh, I bet it because he was possibly on my character or whatever.
Yep.
No? Okay, that's what it was.
There you go. And now you should have no access to Amisra. So that'll help.
I have no access. Yeah.
That means that you can't accidentally roll as the wrong person. But I totally get it. I do that all the frickin' time.
That means
Um,
you need to roll as yourself now, Chuck.
No,
Oh,
it's fine.
okay.
You guys had things that ran the gamut, but
Okay.
Amisra actually got a critical success on the Troy roll.
Nice.
So,
Good job, Troy.
so Amisra is able to determine that this bridge is quite sturdy, would provide a quick means of escape for you, but there is no chance of you guys being able to sabotage it like you did the other bridge. It is
Right.
too well constructed, too well maintained for that to be able to be an option. And so
Okay.
while you can use this as an escape, because obviously perfectly serviceable bridge, it's not like you're stopping anything coming behind you.
Yeah, everyone
From,
else can also cross it. Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
You're running over it, but so are so is the horde running after you.
How far apart are these bridges? Are we talking 30 feet, 40 feet, 60 feet?
I mean, they're a pretty decent, span apart. I mean, basically they were equidistant across the town.
Okay. Okay.
So when you've got a fairly decently sized industrial town, they stretched, to be able to provide access from 3 different points of the town. So it's not like you're just, throwing a rope across and swinging from one to the other. They're probably well too distant for that.
Right. So once we destroy the one bridge, it's not like they're going to take, it's going to take them probably a good, probably what, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go to another bridge and then try to chase us while we're scatting out of there.
Yeah, it's not like they're just being like, "Oh, I'm taking these 3 steps this way and going over the next
Yeah.
bridge."
Right. And they're right behind us again anyway. Right. Okay.
Correct.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
Congratulations. You guys have prepared yourself a potentially viable escape.
Sounds good. Anything else we can think of before we...
Well, we got to decide if we want to meet the shroud or not.
So again, you know that so Troy, you may remember, and it may be in your notes, that the shroud is basically the Carter's Consortium's representative here in town. He was also raised just like everybody else was when the town was killed, but he continues to operate in the way that he was beforehand, and has and is the representative of the Carter's Consortium.
Right. Okay.
At this point in time, he is not seeking you out. You haven't sought him out.
Okay.
You don't know anything about him beyond that, as to whether, just like going into the cemetery, whether he would be friendly, whether he would be antagonistic. You just, you don't know.
Hmm.
What do you think, Kurz? You're being awful quiet over there.
He ran away.
Or he's
He's
muted.
gone to sleep, or he's asleep. Ugh.
That's
He keeps
possible too.
flashing green, but I'm not hearing anything.
He's probably muted.
No, because you wouldn't flash green.
Oh, there he
It,
is. Right. There he is. I heard something.
I don't know. Discord is wonky sometimes. We
Oh,
know that.
good.
We're still not hearing you, Wook.
I'm not sure.
There you are.
Distracted.
Yeah.
He's distracted. He's watching a video of women's gymnastics or something. So
He's watching Garbage
let's
Day.
move on. Let's move on.
So again, it's. Go ahead.
He's tired. Mhm.
Yeah. Tired of fucking pissing blood and kidney stones.
Ooh, Tim knows that feeling.
I feel your pain. I had my kidney stone surgery on Monday. I'm no longer peeing blood. It's happy
That's a little
days.
Souvenir in a mason jar. All right. So yeah, I say let's do the shroud thing.
Okay.
Let's maximize our
Yep.
stuff.
Agree.
Yep.
All right.
We would like to seek out and investigate the shroud.
So let me go and take a look at this.
Yeah. So let's see notes.
So,
Viral. Go ahead.
yep. No, go ahead.
I was just looking at my notes. Verlac, undead type.
One each.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, that's what the town's full of.
Right. Okay.
They're like rust zombies or something.
Yeah. Carter's Consortium. I have use stealth. Is that what we're trying to break into?
I think that was the last game.
Okay. And I have Shroud, but I don't have anything in there. And then, yeah, Nathan had fled, so let's not worry about him. Okay. And then we know the boss is the Dust Hag.
Yep.
Rust.
Let's go.
Rust hag.
Rust. Okay.
Not dust. Rust.
Okay, so I'll make that an R instead of a D.
Yeah.
My writing's horrible. I should have been a doctor. Okay, let's go investigate where the shroud is.
All right. So, I mean, with a very minimum of, asking, you are able to determine where the shroud is located at. I should ask, who is doing the asking?
Me.
Yes. The best diplomacy.
Is it you,
I
Mike?
have a decent yes, I have a decent diplomacy. I have a good intimidation.
Hmm.
So, are you asking around the town to figure out where the shroud is located at?
Is that what we're doing to find him? I thought we knew where he was.
You don't necessarily know exactly where the shroud is at the moment. It's not going to take much to find him, but you haven't done anything to find where he is at the moment.
Did
Got
we
it.
ask the Revelants where he was, or did it not know? Was
They,
that question
they've
for
never.
asked?
They don't leave. Yeah, they don't leave the graveyard.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, they could have overheard from other people that might have, visited the cemetery. Just a question. Didn't know for sure. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Let's see. What would that fall under?
What's that?
So,
Gather information. I can't.
so you well, I have a check for you if you want to go and check and ask where the shroud is.
Right.
Yes, I do.
And would you like to use deception, diplomacy, intimidation, or society?
Let's see. Deception and diplomacy are the same. What else was there?
Intimidation or society?
I would like to use society.
Who's the best? Are you the best at that? I'm checking now.
I have a plus 12. I don't know. I didn't look at the
Me too.
spreadsheet.
Okay, so go ahead.
Thanks.
Oh, even Juliana is plus 12.
Juliana's a what?
All right.
Plus 12 in society.
Ah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Zuck got it. He had plus 12 also.
All right, cool.
There's all three of us were tied.
You're looking at the damn party sheet, you crazy devil.
I know.
Yeah, I had plus 12 for intimidation also.
Mhm.
But I thought intimidation might arouse suspicions more than a society.
Yes, it would. Mhm.
My diplomacy and deception are only plus 10.
Mhm.
What's
Uh-oh,
happening
we're
here?
going back to the pagan streets.
We're fucked.
These are different Paghead streets.
Great. Did you roll a 1? Bastard.
Probably.
You think-
Actually, as Mike goes up to question them, they look at him and go, "Non-Virulac!" Because he never redisguised himself.
Oh, shit.
I
There-
knew I was going to.
You said you were going to, you never did.
Oh, Lord.
So you guys may reposition yourselves as you would have been in the questioning. Mike does need to be up in the front.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll take one step forward so Kurz can be behind me.
Tim wanted to end the game with a combat. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was. There's a reason why I was probing so much. Mike, are you sure it's you doing it?
Tim wants to probe. Let's see.
Because basically, you wiped off your disguise, you went to sleep, you got up, and you're like, "Let's go find out where the shroud is."
Mhm.
Let's probe.
We looked at a bridge. Now we're gonna go talk to some villagers. Oh yeah, I'm not a Virulac right now.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right, so let's
Body snatchers.
begin the encounter.
Oh, look, you're first.
As usual, I'm last. What a surprise.
All right. So they see you as an outsider, and they just go ahead and attack. So this
Yep.
moves forward. It's going to take a swing at you. It's going to roll a 1,
That's what they do when they see my.
and it's going to try to swing again. Hey, it hit you this time.
Boo.
So let's go ahead and do some damage. Ooh, that's good damage. And I need a fortitude save, please.
That stung a little bit.
Ah, you're barely injured. Quiet down, you wussy.
Congratulations, you succeeded. So it moved, it swiped at you twice, it's done. But now his friend comes in.
But it's still your turn.
It's because his friend comes in.
Oh, wait. Walk on by. I don't know if I don't think.
You don't
I
get
don't
you
think
you
I
don't
have
get it because you haven't moved,
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
right?
And
I don't have it anyway.
Actually,
And even if you-
don't say that.
I'll say, and even if you did, he didn't leave a threatened square.
He walked through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he walked here,
I have reach. If he walked anywhere
Well-
within 10 feet of me, he went through a third
Oh.
square.
Then I would say that he's been in threatened squares, but I would also agree
He moved through 'em.
that you have not gone yet. And basically you went in there not even thinking about the fact that your disguise was down, and were basically surprised by their attack.
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't have your weapon out trying to figure out where
No,
the
that's
show
why I
is.
said I said I had it slung over my shoulders. So,
Right.
All right.
but I
One
do
hit.
have reactive strike. So
Mhm.
remind me if I forget next time.
I will do that.
Fortitude save, please.
For your soul.
Does this need to be private? It doesn't, right?
No. Saves can always be on the table.
75. Well, got a 15 out of it.
That is a critical success,
Excellent.
which is no different than a success.
Which means he dies.
Right.
And then he's going to swing at you again. And I roll a 1 again. Nice. But he moved. He attacked. Zook, it is now your turn.
Oh, it is my turn now. I might go there.
That is a critical hit. That guy goes, ow. The population of the town is soon to be less than 600. And that is a hit.
Oh God, he's toast.
That was the plan.
Jesus.
Why couldn't I roll that on the critical hit?
Mm-hmm.
Target takes 21 damage. They are destroyed.
Bye-bye.
And then he rises as Tiamat.
And that will end my turn.
Amisra.
Okay, so what I would like to try. Let's see.
You know, I'm pretty sure all of these villagers used to be Italian plumbers.
I was thinking the same.
You just need to stand up and go, it's a me, Mario.
Mario.
Okay, so if I want to do this spell,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Inner Radiance Torrent. That sounds like a good spell.
line is 60 feet long, so I should. Am I able to hit all 3 of those guys?
Ooh,
If
that
I-
would be close.
Yeah,
I would
that's,
think if you drew a straight line, you could probably hit the first one and the last one.
that's what I'm
I
thinking too.
don't know if you'd hit the second,
Yeah, let's...
Right.
or you could hit the second and the third,
Right,
whichever
I
way
can
you
move
want
10
to go.
feet down, and I would definitely hit this one and this one.
Yeah, I think you could hit 2 of them. You're not going to hit a third. It's either you hit the... Yeah, basically either you... Right now, as it stands from where you are, you would hit the 2 on the northern side. You wouldn't hit the one closest to you.
Okay.
If you were to hit 2, if you were to do a straight line to the other guy, you're only going to hit him.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say do the other
And-
two because they haven't acted yet. So
Right. That's what I'm thinking too. Because I could move down 15 feet and get this guy
And
and this guy.
right.
Well, I want to just
Oh, yeah.
target this one and this one. So the back 2.
yeah,
Okay.
Yep. Which you can do right from where you are.
Right. Okay. And I'm
so
gonna
then the
roll-
question is, are they flat-footed since they haven't acted yet?
Well, it's still a reflex save. So
Oh yeah.
okay. And
4d4 force.
And you didn't bother to place your line, right?
I did not. I just targeted the 2 in the back.
Yep. Okay. So they each get a saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
An undead reflex save.
Mm-hmm.
And they both failed.
Okay, but not crit fail.
They did not crit fail.
Okay, so
Too
yeah,
bad.
then they're only getting.
They're gonna. I'll say, yeah, they're gonna take the damage.
Yep. Yep. Kind of wimpy for a second level spell, but
But
it's
it,
nice to have.
I'll say,
Damage.
well, and the thing is, it it goes in a straight line. If it's lightning bolt, if there were a whole bunch of them in a straight line, you'd hit all of them. Or you could do 2 rounds of casting, and then the line is 120 feet long.
Right.
Yeah.
And it does the more damage too, or no, 2 rounds is more damage. A 3 action is 120 feet. Because I could have actually done 2 rounds, and it's 2 rounds. It's been 3
Yeah,
actions.
I'll say, yeah.
So,
The damage dealt by this spell increases by 4d4, and you enter a shining state for 1 minute.
yay! 'Cause that's always good.
Flurry of blows.
What?
Oh my God, he woke up.
Furry blows. What?
All right, that's a hit and a crit. Needless to say, they're villagers. They're not really much of a threat to you guys.
Yeah.
We got a lot of hit points though.
I'm sure why are you putting that up again?
Because I didn't cast it, I just put it out there.
Hmm.
I didn't actually cast it, so it looked like I still had it. So,
Good man.
Oh, good. I was worried that it was going to interfere with me joining the 2 damages together,
it did not.
which is why I was yelling at you. Because basically your thing showed up in the middle of him rolling the 2 damages.
Sorry about that.
That is a miss. And that should be it. Because you moved. And you did 2
Furry
actions.
blue.
hmm
Juliana.
It's me. I'm here.
It's
a me, Mario.
God
Juliana.
help me. So I think we're gonna do a little jibby web. We're gonna do that and that. Come on, there we go. And we're going to target those 2 right there. It should give you a chance to roll saves for them.
Chuck, why are you rolling privately?
I don't know. He can
Okay.
reveal it if he wants. Because I keep my thing always set on blind GM for some reason.
Yeah, I'll reveal.
Electric arc. That's what I was wondering what you were casting.
hmm
There we go. Not bad. 30.
All right, so...
No, that's
Um,
pretty good.
And which 2 were you hitting? The top 2 again?
Oh, it should have popped them up when I did the damage, but yeah, it's this one and this one. They should have showed up stacked on each other with d20s to roll their saves.
They didn't.
You may not-
I don't have that same module.
Oh, you do or don't?
I don't.
I mean, it's either workbench or tool belt.
That's a success. And that's a failure. So he is going to take half damage.
At least
He
one.
will take full damage.
Cool. And let's see. I cast, and then I will move.
Yeah, I should have done it too, but
Yeah.
that's all right.
All right.
That's all right. I got my
It
miss.
is a Virulac villager. He will move to here.
Damn it.
Why are they going off after the guy that didn't kill anybody?
Because he's the closest one to the group of them, really.
hmm
You ran away like a little coward.
I ran away.
Yeah,
I
they-
ran. This guy's still in my reach. What do you mean I ran away?
No, well, he hasn't gone yet. He hasn't gone yet.
Didn't even bravely run away. You just ran away. All right. So he's going to go ahead and attack. Remember, they're still somewhat sentient. This guy is by his other guy. You killed the other one. They're going to kill or attack the guy who's by their friend. All right. So he's going to go ahead and by attacking. Ooh, rolled off the 20. But that is still a hit. for some damage. And then I need a saving throw, please. Curse, did you go away again?
Sorry. Fortitude save. Yeah.
Not a problem.
Nicely done.
And it's going to go ahead and swing again. And it's going to critically miss. And it will be done. But now the other one comes in.
And I'd take my reactive strike.
I'm sorry. No reactive strikes for you. Take your strike.
Come on, roll. Why won't it roll? There we go.
That is a hit.
Oh, 6? Jesus. Oh,
You
nice.
do remember me mentioning that these things are not exactly that strong, right?
It's true, right. They're villagers.
I do remember that, but I don't want him to get up on curves.
Mm-hmm.
He gets swatted, but he is still coming in to
He's still standing.
better than he ever did. Looking at Kurz with menace. Stab him like a little kid. All right, that's a hit.
Make another save.
For a little bit of damage. And a fortitude save, please.
No!
That was not the kind of roll that you want, but
You do have a
Um,
hero point.
On it.
yes, you do. But maybe he doesn't want to use it. Maybe he wants to save it.
It's possible, but I'm not sure why he would want to save it.
Well, he wants to
do I
become
do it?
paralyzed.
How do I
Right
do it
click,
from the
right
throw?
click on your roll,
Yeah.
and it should
Oh, there
give
it
you an
is.
option re-roll with hero point.
Mhm.
Roll. I had to scroll down for the drop down.
Uh,
Re-roll using a hero point.
not great, but that is better.
That is better, and especially because you rolled under the
Minimum
Under a
Oh
10.
yeah, under a 10, so you add 10 to it.
Mhm.
Forgot about that.
and so you succeed, and you do not get poisoned. All right, and then it has one more attack. I rolled 3 different ones on these guys to attack you guys.
We heard that one.
I know your pain.
All right. Well, we go into round 2. And hey, look, this Virulac villager is right next to you. So he's going to...
So he can roll 3 ones all by himself.
Yes, he can.
I bet you can.
All right. And he hits. Does a little bit of damage. I need a fortitude save, please.
Well, he's going to take it.
I think that was your only hero point. And that was a success. Congratulations. He's got, because he's got an ungodly frickin' fort save.
Yeah, he's also got antidote.
Oh yeah, you guys actually shouldn't have the antidote at this point.
I'm going to say I took mine off.
Yeah, because you guys should have rested.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the problem with some of those spells. It's
And actually, As you say that, without the antidote, you did not succeed.
Yeah.
Which means you do take a little bit of poison damage. He's going to swing again. He's going to miss. And he's going to swing again. And he's going to miss.
Okay.
Zook.
All right. Just so I only have to move once, can you move the dead guy for me? Thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step there.
Okay, I need a reflex save to see if you can stand on the body. No, I'm kidding. It's a 5 foot by 5 foot square. You got plenty of room.
Yeah. And this guy, we will just attack.
That is a hit. That is a slashing weapon, right?
I believe so. I mean, it's an axe. I'm not sure what else it would be.
Yep. And because I was forgetting this earlier, but, clearly you hit that guy and dying, but
Is he gonna
You-
sword at me?
yes. You take no damage.
Yay!
You take no damage.
How come he didn't take any
I
damage?
I don't know. I have void resistance, but I don't know what else. I have void, fire, and electricity resistance, but beyond that, I don't know why I would take no damage.
It's poison. Unless it's persistent.
Oh, it is. It's 3 persistent. It's 3 persistent.
Yeah, so at the end
Poison.
of your round.
Oh, yeah. At the end of my turn, I'll take damage.
Right.
Got it.
Yep, okay.
I was like,
Yep,
why
that made
Why do
that
I
make-
take no damage?
I was trying to figure out the same thing. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I'll attack this guy.
Mm-hmm. So he's dead. He's badly injured, and you'll miss.
And I'll
That's a miss.
I'm gonna hero point it. What the hell?
It's late in the game. Why not? I ain't doing nothing else.
All right, then let me
That'll
just
be a hit.
verify. That is a hit. Just.
Well, with the plus 10, it would have been a hit for sure.
I don't know if we're getting the plus 10. Are we?
I don't. It doesn't look like it's showing up. So it probably unclicked
We're
itself somewhere.
Not automatically getting it.
Right.
but-
Let's say. I tell you what. I will choose on a case by case basis whether you get it or not.
Okay, that's fair. Fair enough.
All right. You
So that one's destroyed.
killed that one.
Okay.
I will
Squirt.
end my turn.
Yep.
So he's the only one left, correct?
Why did a Misra take that?
I get it. Well, because he turned it to, he ended his turn as you were,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it says I took 3 damage.
right.
Well, that was from your initial one.
You did.
Oh,
did-
yeah.
Yeah.
What about this next one?
You should only get persistent, or can you get double
Well, let's find out.
damage?
No, it doesn't look like you can.
Okay.
Not from this one at any rate.
It shows 3 of them.
If you get crit, like,
Well, no, you're taking 3 poison damage.
Right.
3 persistent poison. But yeah, if you get crit and it's normally a D6 persistent, it becomes 2D6 persistent.
Yeah,
But
it's
it doesn't stack from different attacks. But if you
And now I
crit,
need to roll my recovery check, right?
yeah. You can roll for the second one.
Because it says to roll after you take the damage,
Right.
Yes.
and that's a fail.
Yep.
Yep. It's
Okay.
got to be 15 or higher.
Yep.
Now, Amisra, now it's your turn.
Okay, so there's one left.
Indeed, it sounds like it.
Okay, and Kurtz
Stevie
and
Woods has
Juliana. So I'm not going to cast anything powerful, so I'll just go with some
Needle guard.
Needle
Needle
fart.
and attack with a plus 12 and get a 15.
Should be a hit. Hit.
That's a hit.
Piercing damage.
All right. Let me put the damage on it. Let me put the damage on it. Oop.
And again, I'm not sure why I have splash damage on me.
Because you should. You just pierced it, right?
Yep.
So
Oh,
you
and
get.
it even goes.
Yep. It does not have any kind of a distance. It just says it takes piercing or slashing damage. The creature making the trigger and strike takes 3 persistent poison damage.
Sounds unique.
It squirts at you.
Mhm.
Remember, these are very poisony creatures. You pierced it, and a jettison sprayed back at you.
Bastard. I'm gonna put a shield on me and be protected against that stuff. No. And did it automatically do my
Yes.
recovery check?
It did. You rolled a 4.
Sweet. I could do a hero point, but I'm not gonna worry about it.
All right. Those are both hits. Those are both damage. The Virulac is dead. All the Virulacs are dead. So we can just go ahead and continue to advance through. So that way we can deal with persistent damage.
Yes.
So
Excellent.
Kurz,
All
unless
the Virulacs are dead. Makes our escape easy.
no, these 4 are dead in a town of 600.
You said all the Virulacs are dead.
All of these Virulacs.
I'll see if I can aid in some way to reduce the DC of the persistent. Let's see, it's poison damage. Trying to think logically what you could do to help.
Medicine. There's a tree condition, I believe it's called.
Yeah, let's see, because I
That's
have a
downtime,
pretty good.
I think, isn't it?
I have pretty good medicine. Let's see.
There's treat disease, subsist, create
I see
forgery.
treat poison. Well, they
Yes,
treat.
that's what
Is
you
it-
should need.
But isn't that under exploration?
No, it's under encounter.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, yeah, because it wouldn't do any good to
that's
do if it took 10 minutes because poison's so quick.
Yep. I got it right. I got it also. But you can go ahead and if you want to do it. Yeah, if you want to do me, and then I'll do.
I have a +8.
Treat poison. I don't know if that's. I clicked on them, but I don't know what the DC is. So
Yeah.
It looks like you're going to get a
DC of the
Yep.
poison. Yeah.
you're going to get a success on that.
Okay.
Drag the
so-
success one over.
Yep. So you get. Who are you putting that on, Amisra?
Amisra. So.
All right, I
when
put that on
makes a
Amisra.
Save.
Oh no, I did not
Go
go
on
on
Amisra.
Amisra for some reason. It's still not
You
going
would
on.
drag the effect. I
Mhm.
think Amisra can drag the effect on herself. I think.
Yeah, the effect treat poison under success because they're
Yeah.
all different ones.
It's weird. I was trying to drag it over and it wasn't dragging for me.
Okay. But I got
Yeah,
it.
there's a new module I took called Pathfinder Assistant, which apparently will automatically apply stuff like that. So.
Okay.
And that's my turn. I moved. I did that. So
Zook.
Okay, so can I treat poison on myself?
I don't see why you couldn't.
All right, well, let's try that.
I don't know if tree poison is going to help because you're not really making a save. You're making a flat check, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know. Will it help, Mr. DM?
No, actually, it probably won't because you're right. It is against a save, not against a flat check. Because at this point, you're not saving. You're not saving to try to prevent having the poison get deeper or anything like that. You're just taking some persistent damage at this point.
Right. Okay, so I just end turn, right? And it'll automatically.
And it should automatically do it. Yep. So let's see. You need to take the damage. And then you had a critical oh, it did put the damage on you, so let me undo that.
It did, yeah.
You critically failed.
Okay.
The good news is you can't die from it or whatever. So.
Amisra. Let me see if I have anything in my bag of bags.
Yeah, how would you help getting poison out of you? Let's see.
Well, and really, I don't know that it's technically getting poison out of you at the moment. You basically you're
An antidote?
I don't know that any of that's going to help because at this point it's just persistent damage.
Yeah, antidote is for fortitude save.
Yeah, like persistent fire, you can roll yourself out of it, right?
Right.
With sickness or whatever, you can throw up and try to do a new DC. It'll,
Yeah, and I would say like poisonous ichor, you could try washing it off,
right, that's what I'm thinking too.
but
So I can
Water
take-
skins, I'll pour one over it. Just to see what happens.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm just going to basically end turn and see.
Mhm.
See what happens.
And if I fail,
And you got the magic question.
and you did fail.
I'm going to use a hero point.
Here, let me go ahead and reveal it to you then, so that way you can click and use your hero point.
I don't know if I can because it's only giving me pop-up message. So I can take one off and you.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I can hit reroll using a hero point.
Yeah. Okay.
And that one was a 19, so you succeeded.
Okay. I will take it off.
And yeah, you can take it off of you.
Yep. But I still
Well
took
done.
it, right? Because it's at the end of the turn. Okay.
Yeah,
And
because you do the recovery after.
correct.
Treating poison with a success, you gain a circumstance bonus or penalty to your next save. Unlimited duration.
Yeah, next save. We're not saving.
Right.
So basically, you're just taking the time to prepare somebody for it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Next time you get poisoned, you're good.
Mhm.
Or
Well, you
or
get
get a chance.
you get a little +2 to your save.
Right.
Oh yeah, it does say unlimited duration on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I even went back up to.
For everybody before we go fight again.
Right.
And I should put a disguise
You
on just
could,
so
but
we
you
don't
could
know who
you
we
can
are.
still fail at that.
Oh yeah, you can still fail.
And if you negatively treat it, you get a -2 circumstance penalty.
The next time you do a poison save, unlimited
Duration, exactly. Because I would always look at that and be like, look, he tried to do it, but the character wouldn't know whether he succeeded or not.
Exactly.
Because they made the attempt. So it's not like you could really go back in and say like, oh well, no, I know I failed, so I'm going to do it again. No, you thought you did good. All right, so I'm going to click past Kurz, click past Juliana, Zook.
And here we go again. We will end turn. Ba-ba-da-ba,
You succeeded. So it should have automatically,
Hallelujah.
I think it automatically took it off
Yep,
of you,
yep.
right? Yep.
Yep, it's gone.
Because it recognized it. Rerolling with the hero point, it doesn't recognize. All right, so we can go ahead and end combat. We can auto-assign some XP. Congratulations. Now, you guys didn't find out anything about where the shroud is, but what you did find out was that
Zook should wear this guy.
somebody should have told and reminded Zook before he went up and talked to the guy that he wasn't so green no more. That Kermit the Frog was right. It ain't easy being
That's
green.
kind of funny because I'm an orc, but I'm not green anymore.
Listen, you said you wiped off the green. I assumed it was sandpaper.
There's nothing on the disguise kit to use it. So what do I do?
Yeah, I will give you a roll.
Okay.
I have to find my things again. Because I have to go back and find it. It's in
It
my...
adds a +1 item bonus check to relevant checks, it says.
Yep. Hold on. Where's my journal? Or Graveclaw.
Showdown in Slagtown.
And you can go ahead and roll that check.
And I add a +1.
Yep, add your circumstance bonus, or it may already have the kit in there, who knows.
It doesn't.
You succeeded. Your disguise appears to be back in place.
What you think, guys? Am I looking right now?
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
You ain't never looked right.
Well,
Okay.
do I look wrong?
You always look wrong.
Try
All right. We are at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock your time.
Mm-hmm.
Up to you as to whether we continue or whether we stop. I'm good either way.
You want to just get to the shroud and then go, all right, we'll stop here? I mean, that'll only take, what, 5 minutes maybe?
Yeah, let's try talking to people and
Fine with that.
see if we can find them.
All right. So with your disguises in place,
Mhm.
a very different situation now. So
You're not a- Let's hide
Which-
the bodies. So
which check would you like? Deception, diplomacy, intimidation, or society?
Somebody else want to roll it, or you want me to roll it again?
why don't you go ahead and
Roll
roll
it.
it? Yep.
Go Chucky, go Chucky, go.
Still,
Which one do you want?
You want me to roll it?
Yeah, all three of us are +12.
We're all +12.
Oh yeah,
for
society,
Curse.
dude. Society.
Yeah.
All right, then I will put up a society check for you.
It should automatically be blind, I think. No, it's public. Hold on, let me blind it.
Socialize with the townspeople.
That is a success. So you have the conversation with the townspeople. You're not asking about Decrocia, so there's nothing that arouses their suspicion that way. And they go ahead and direct you towards where the shroud is known to hang out.
Cool, we'll do a shroud run. It's DDO.
So let's see, where does it tell me where he is? The shroud lives in a 2-story house along the poisoned river that winds through town. Several wagons and carts are parked outside of it, as his home is plainly the town's only shipping facility. So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, before we go any farther, Zook, Kurtz, you're positive healing only, right?
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So we'll find a corner so I can cast this without, being, and we'll do this. Did it do it? Yeah, there it is. Unless you want to, no, I don't want to waste 10 minutes.
No.
All right, 36, that should get you up pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then, Mr. You're a harm person, right?
Me, yes.
Okay.
Nice.
That should get,
I'm
Everybody-
full health.
okay. Okay. And I'm gonna -1 heal because it didn't take it off of there. Okay, now we can go.
I assume these guys had nothing, right?
They had nothing. I checked their
Yeah.
bodies.
Okay. I didn't.
Okay. Simple.
Yes, their bodies are empty. So, okay, so you guys are outside the house of the shroud.
Bum bum bum.
So, would this be a good spot to end, or want to continue on? How are you guys feeling? I mean, he could give us a lot of, or he may attack us.
I'm okay for a little longer if you guys want. If everybody else is good.
Yeah, if it becomes a combat, we'll end at that point.
Right, right.
Courage, you okay?
Sure. Keep going.
All right.
I say, because everything could always become a combat.
Well, of course.
I went to buy Girl
When
Scout
it
cookies.
does,
Roll initiative.
on a-
But I got a hero point. I got to use it before the end of the night.
All right. You guys are outside the home of the shroud. Which, again, clearly is the center for shipping in the town.
Okay.
Knick knack knock.
Canuck. Or can we just go in?
You can Canuck if you want.
Is it a public building or not? Ah!
You guys encounter the shroud.
Mm-hmm. Thinking I'm getting a new staff. I mean,
Oh, he's going to give you the staff.
Juliana.
You don't want to receive the staff where he's going to put it.
mhm.
All right.
Kinda
You
looks
guys
like a
knocked.
Grinch.
And
Say, he's a pretty cool looking Grinch right there.
and this guy opened the door.
Greetings and salutations, brother.
What brings you to my office?
The sidewalk. Oh,
Don't be a smartass.
We talk like Al Pacino.
Why do you Virulak come here?
Fuck, we're wearing disguises still.
Yes, we are.
yeah, this time we are.
We've come to gauge your feelings on the current state of the government of the town. We're doing a survey.
I am but a humble merchant, tasked with shipping to and from Agad.
Let's see, isn't there a way to sense motive?
right.
Perception, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know that there is as much as sense motive in this one anymore.
Mhm.
I mean, is there?
Yes, there is a sense.
Oh, there is a sense motive. Yeah.
Mhm.
Basic
I
action.
am not the best.
I'm +9.
Who's the best on that?
not hit.
Well, that would be the kind of thing you would do on your own anyway. You wouldn't really
Right, right.
discuss that.
Hmm.
I don't know if there's something to click on or not, but I will.
Well, here, let me. I will put him onto the screen for you.
Is he a Virlac necromancer? All right, let's see.
That's the name of the thing I grabbed.
All right, I will try to sense motive.
All right, well, you succeeded. You can tell whether the creature is behaving normally, but you don't know its exact intentions or what magic might be affecting it.
Okay. Does he appear to be behaving normally? Hello?
What was the question?
Does he appear to be behaving normally?
He appears to be behaving normally. He appears like he is acting in his role as the Carter's Consortium envoy. Right now, you guys have approached him as Virulax.
That's true.
And he clearly is not a Veriliac.
Oh, no, he's a Virulac.
That's okay. Yeah, okay. Just by the green skin and the claws. Okay.
Just will ask him if he works for the big boss.
Mm-hmm.
Is somebody going to ask him?
Yeah, do you work for the big boss?
I work for the Carter's Consortium. I manage the transportation of goods for Panked. Now, the boss does have items that move through here, but I don't work specifically for the boss.
Mm-hmm. And what type of items are you shipping out to other locations?
Why would I tell you this? What business is of yours?
No, we're looking for someone to trade some goods with, and we want to know how reputable you are.
You are Virulac. You have no business with me.
Oh, appearances can be deceiving.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, we both traffic with the dead, do we not? I am also a necromancer of some repute. Do we talk like Virulax?
Well, I don't know if you guys are trying to talk like Virulax. Depends on how close you are trying to be to your disguise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to talk at all like my disguise.
Who are you?
We are people who've come to town who are seeking your services. But as not to upset the local populace, we have affected the appearance of Virulax.
And what brings you to me?
Oh,
Why are you here in Panked?
Someone else want to take a shot? Troy, Mike, Wookie,
I can.
take a shot.
Are we doing a diplomacy or?
Yeah, go ahead and try diplomacy because I suck at diplomacy. So.
I suck
Would
at
you-
any skill.
Would you
trying
like to put a diplomacy on
influence someone?
I don't
I can
have
try
one.
to intimidate too.
I don't have one to put out, so just go ahead and click on him and use one that, you know, makes sense from your basic action macros.
This guy, right?
Hmm.
We want to not intimidate.
We want you as a new recruit.
Demoralize. No, I guess we don't want to do that.
Where is it?
Make an impression.
Is that it? I don't
It's
see
under
that.
exploration.
Oh,
Make an impression, yeah.
Make an impression is probably a good one.
Mhm.
that's probably good.
Yeah.
I am the best in my party. How about that? Blind, yes.
Of
Yes,
course.
please.
So when you roll that one, we'll see that staff in action.
Yeah, you critically failed.
Nice.
So at the moment, you have made a bad impression upon him.
Yep.
Why
Anybody
are
else wanna
you
try?
in my town?
To rid it of some vermin.
Vermin? What vermin?
We seek Hattori Hanzo steel. No, that would work.
Yeah.
Seek what?
What vermin are you here to exterminate? If it's me, come out with it.
No, it is not you.
Then speak
No.
plain before I take umbrage with you.
We think the town needs new leadership.
Again,
And to
you come after me as one of the town's leaders.
No.
Are you the boss?
Did you say you were after the boss or the leadership? I am the leader here. I'm the only member of a faction who still resides here in town. Who would be a leader if not me?
We speak of the boss. The true leader of the town.
You tell me that you are here to eliminate Decrocia.
That's
Yes.
what we said.
Yes.
Yeah, and stop the poison from going from this location to other towns, trying to poison them like you have poisoned this town.
We represent interest in other towns that have been affected in a bad way.
Yep.
We had to make sure that you could be trusted before we could make our intentions clear.
Let me do a thing.
Do a thing.
Do a thing.
I have put up a check for all of you guys. Please roll for me.
Sure.
I don't see the check yet.
I don't
Check.
see a check.
Oh, hold on. Now,
There
it
we
is.
go.
Oh, look, he's using the Jibby Wibby. Ah, the Jibby Wibby. You gotta love that.
Public role. I don't think so.
Whoops. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to make it private.
that's fine. Just roll what you're going to roll.
I made mine private and it still went.
Yeah, so did I.
It's probably because I revealed it, because it was supposed to be GM only rolls, but when I revealed it, it probably revealed it to everybody.
Yep.
That's fine. I was looking to see if any of you guys were going to critically fail, where he was not going to believe you at all.
And right.
But
We may have.
that was not the case. You did not critically fail.
Wow. Okay.
Yay.
So, based on some of those diplomacy things, based on the fact of what you have told him, the Shroud has decided to trust you.
Oh,
The Shroud has decided to kill you. That's what I was waiting to hear.
He tells you that he has no love for Decrocia and despairs at Pagked's deteriorating state, but he sees no way to improve the town's situation or his own. He would take over the town if he could, but Decrocia is formidable. He is one of the few truly independent voices in Pagked. He remains an influential agent of the Carter's Consortium.
Mm-hmm.
And
would have
so,
no issue with you taking over the town.
so he offers you guys lodging at his warehouse for the duration of your infiltration and proposes you a deal. If you get rid of Decrocia, you'll have a firm ally in Pagked's leadership.
Nice.
In addition,
Cool.
if you can dispose of her and meet up with him afterward, he will have a gold reward for you.
Okay.
As a gesture of good faith, the Shroud also gives your characters an overview of Decrocia's shipments. She imports firearms from Alkenstar, both to arm her followers and resell as products from her factories. A sure way to financial ruin, the Shroud is certain, and it shows Decrocia's desperation to keep her and the town's floundering finances afloat. More strangely, Decrocia also ships large quantities of inert alchemical components to someone in Axonwood, a lawyer in Sallowshore, and a woman named Nathnelma at the Twilight Castrum, a necromancy school in Yeled. He doesn't know much about those shipments, but he knows Nathnelma pays the bills for all of them. The Shroud therefore assumes that she's in charge of the operation.
What was her name again? I'm sorry.
Here, I'm going to just copy and paste it in.
Perfect.
Because that will make it a little bit easier for you.
Mm-hmm. Right. Good. So we taken. Let's see. The lawyer in Shallow Shore is already gone, right? Let's see. Nathmella, have we taken care of her yet? I don't think we have.
Well, that depends. Have you been to Yeled?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Or is coming to Pagked the first time you guys have ever heard about needing to go to Yeled for any reason?
I think that's the thing.
It's almost like the module is trying to give you your places to go as it leads you forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so. And so again, you don't know which chemicals, like, like we've heard brain grit and tremor paste, but you've never heard of those kind of shipments being sent.
I do not know what is in the shipments. All I know is Nathelma pays the bills for them.
Okay. Okay.
We will do what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we do succeed, but I know that Nicosia has a pretty good entourage following her around, even in the warehouse. We're trying to escape. I don't know if there's anything else that the townspeople can do to stop. Let's say we, like I said, do dispose of her. What's her honor? Do you know if the entourage would, follow us? Or
I would reckon that they will be unhappy until I take leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Your safety cannot be guaranteed.
Right. Right. And this is not to him. This is just hopefully. How far is the broken bridge that we sabotaged from this place? Is it on the other side of town?
Well,
You know what I mean?
You need not meet me back here. If you kill Decrosia, I will meet you outside of town.
Yeah, that would have to happen. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think we got what we need.
Yep.
congratulations, and you also get 80 experience points for allying yourself with the Shroud.
Yeah. Yeah. We're 2/3 of the way there.
Once we dispose of Decoria.
Decrosia, do not get rid of my decorations.
Shroud will meet us outside of town. Okay. All right. I think we got what we need.
Sounds good, Jibby.
Now it's early afternoon, early morning, still pretty early in the morning. We did sabotage. We did the fight.
I mean, sabotaging the bridge probably took a little while. It's not like you just walked up, examined the 3 bridges, and you were like, oh, if I remove this one pedal here, it will fall down. So I mean, it's probably, it's probably later in the afternoon.
Okay. Right.
Because, I mean, you guys have, you went and examined each of the 3 bridges, you got into a fight, you found other townsmen to talk to find out where the Shroud was, and then you came and you spent some time with him. It's not like all this conversation happened in 2 minutes.
Right.
It probably happened over the course of an hour or 2.
Right. So
as you were meeting with him and exchanging pleasantries and information and
right. Okay.
And all of that stuff. So likely I would say, the bridge stuff took you all morning. The fight and meeting with Shroud took you most of the afternoon. And so you're probably in the afternoon, possibly early evening, could be even pre-evening.
Right. Okay.
So we'll probably have to wait another day.
Wait another day. Yeah, so we can grab some food. Accept his offer for if he will lodge us for tonight.
Yep. And again, as long as you were here, because you have allied yourself with him, he is willing to put you up in his warehouse. Which he can pretty much keep you out of sight because it's not like Decrosia is coming down here to visit him.
Right. Right. Perfect. No, that sounds like a plan. And then, okay, so we'll rest. And then, off to kill somebody.
Yep, and that's probably a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah, here is where we will stop for the evening. So basically, as we go into the next game, just so you guys can think about it ahead of time, essentially you are going to be infiltrating the factory. Unlike the other one where you guys could kind of pick and choose what obstacles you were going to face, I do have a set of obstacles that you have to overcome as we go through each of these things. But when we get to the appropriate place for the obstacle is when we will encounter it. So I'm not going to tell you what they are, but we are going to encounter the obstacles as we go in here.
Okay.
That you will have to kind of overcome. Obviously, you guys have done some work around prepping. towards being able to potentially face them if you knew what they were.
Mhm.
But be prepared to actually go in and infiltrate the factory on the next game, which the next game should be, let me go look at my calendar. My calendar isn't going to show up because why would it?
1, 2, 3, 4. 14th?
So 1, 2, 3, 21st, I think.
Let's see, next week is that week after.
Because it'd be the 30th, the 7th,
Yep,
the 14th, and then the 21st would be 4 weeks from today.
21st. Yep.
So should be May 21st. We will plan to come back and infiltrate the factory and see what happens from there.
Excellent.
Good. That'll be the day before I go to, possibly have to go to drive to Colorado. All right.
There you go. Good game,
So-
everyone.
It was a good game. You guys managed to accomplish some things. You got into at least one fight. You avoided 2 others that would have been probably rougher fights. Because you really didn't want to fight the Virulak Necromancer, right?
Not
No.
really, but
No, the staff would have been nice, but
We would have if we had to, but
Hmm.
yeah.
No, his staff disintegrates when he disintegrates.
Oh, it's one of those staffs.
So sorry. You thought it was a thing. It is not a thing.
I could actually drag out the actual shroud rather than the one that they put in there.
Hmm.
Yep, still has no inventory on it. I was looking to see if it actually had an inventory, but there's no inventory there.
Okay.
But
He had up to 4th rank spells.
Ooh.
sweet.
You sure you didn't want to fight him?
That. And we only have 3rd level, so right.
a ghostly Iron Maiden snaps shut on the target and drains its vitality for your gain.
Mm-hmm. So.
But overall, good game, everyone.
Yep.
So that's the plan for next time. You also made some decent headway on your next level. In fact, you're over halfway to level 7.
2/3.
So very good.
Yep. Shimmy has let me know it is time to retire to my chair. So
Yep, I understand.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks all. We'll catch you again next week or the week after or the week after or the week after or the week after or the week after, depending on what games you're
Wednesday's
in.
Abomination Vaults. Next Monday's Kingmaker 3.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Very good.
we'll talk
Have a
about
good
it.
night,
All right.
everybody.
See you guys soon.
Good night, everyone. Gotta run. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, everyone, and that is going to do it for me this evening as well. I hope you enjoyed our journey in Bloodlords. I will be back again tomorrow evening with what? That's right, Stompy Mech Night, because it's Thursday, and Thursday is Stompy Mech Night. Hope to see you guys all then, and until then, have yourselves a great evening or a wonderful rest of your week. Good night, all.